Hey everyone, it's Jim
And Charles.
from Mellow amps. And in this episode, we're just going to do a quick update. So the Rocket, the 6N1P control preamp.
It's shipping to test builders, finally.
Yeah, and we actually have some capacity left, so there are some more kits available if you're interested. And like all of our kit amps, it can handle mains voltages from 110 volts AC all the way up to 240 volts AC. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. The universal transformers that we use, it's just a simple wire shift. And because the modern line is a much more compact kit, they ship in a much smaller box. So the shipping fees have gone down. And of course, I mean, a year ago when we started this whole process, one of our goals was to reduce the cost and complexity of the build at the same time as maintaining the high quality sound of the original classic line. And I think we were a little surprised that we managed to keep the sound as good as we did. And in fact, I think the modern line chassis is slightly better, mostly from the noise floor point of view. It's just a little bit better. We're not talking about a huge change, but we saw improvements across all the designs.
Yeah, we were able to optimize a few things. So to go with the new kits, we have the new website up and running. That's mellowtoneamps.ca. We'll put a link down below in the description. And it's very simple, very clean. It should be easy to find what you're looking for. And if you're interested in being a test builder, the kits are packed, they're ready to go, and you get a free set of premium tubes along with it.
Yeah, and we're going to start building, manufacturing for customers completed kits. And that option is going to appear in the new year with the Rocket going first.
And the phono is not going to be too far behind.
Yeah. And the phono is just, I mean, the original classic line phono sounds absolutely amazing. And we managed to make some small little improvements, again, to the noise floor. And the cathode follower stage is a redesign. And it adds just a little tiny sonic improvement that is almost impossible to describe, but mostly I think it relates to the slew rate of the follower stage. That's how fast the follower responds to changes in transients.
And all while using a less expensive, more available tube or series of tubes.
Yeah, and it's still a universal amp because, in fact, they're both universal amps. So the Rocket takes, we've got 21 different V1, that's the voltage gain tube, in the store. 21 different types of tubes. Now, a lot of them are the same.
Same general type, but different brands, different manufacturers, things like that. But there's many more that you could actually roll in there. That's just the ones that we have decent stock on.
And most of them aren't expensive tubes. And the wonderful thing about a two-tube preamp in which the cathode follower is the 6N6P. And that's an amazing tube as a cathode follower. In fact, we're using it in the phono as well. There's no reason to roll that tube. There would never be a reason to roll that tube. It's probably one of the most underrated, least known, fantastic tubes in the world. So you just need to buy one V1 tube to roll in, and you can change the sonics of the amp. And it's some gear responds really well to rolling tubes in, and other gear, because of the circuit,
it doesn't make as much of a difference.
No,
it makes a difference.
Yeah. So that's fabulous. And
then coming in 2025, this is next up. We've got an OTL headphone amplifier that's going to be next in line. And then after that, I think you've got something a little special and a little different too.
Well, let's talk about the OTL amp first. I think we've talked about it before. This is the actual prototype build. So, and we're still debating. Will we release it as a classic line? Will we release it as a modern line? Will we release it as both? I suspect once people start hearing this OTL headphone amp and the word gets out, we probably will be able to sell enough units in both types that it'll make it worthwhile to manufacture two of the same amps. But I'm not certain about that. The big problem with the Classic line is it's a very hands-on manufacturing process, and it costs a lot of money to make a Classic line kit. Whereas the modern line relies more on computerized manufacturing processes, and instead of spending days in the shop making beautiful looking plinths, we can just put in an order and spend a huge amount of money and get a huge amount of parts. So
it's not to say it's worse in any way. In some ways, it's better, but it does allow us to ship cheaper amps for you guys, less expensive.
Yeah, never say cheaper, Charles. Less expensive, more affordable.
Yeah,
to the discerning audiophile. So after this, there's already in development a monoblock. It most likely is going to be a hybrid. And a hybrid is just an amplifier that uses tube technology and solid-state technology all in the same design. So it'll most likely have an input driver stage that's a tube stage or stages, and it'll most likely have a solid-state output device. The parts are actually already in, and I'm just getting going on that. January.
We've been working hard on this stuff.
Yeah, well, you've been working for months on the website, which was no small feat. But usually in January and February, we have a little bit more time to do design work, and I'll hopefully have some time. Charles is going to be on vacation for, 3 weeks? Yeah. So
I need it.
Yeah, you deserve a break. So we'll see how much time I actually have. So anyways, it's going to be a very exciting year. And in the last couple of years, the kit amp business has just grown. It doubled in the previous year. And that led us to start a new company and a new website, because at some point we probably will not be able to run both businesses by ourselves, and we'll probably have to look for somebody to buy the two business. But that's just a big question mark right now, because the alternative, of course, is to hire people and get a small factory going. But
we don't really know what the future is going to hold yet.
Nobody knows. When you have a manufacturing business, you need customers. And if the customers have a good, stable economy to buy in, then everybody prospers. And if things take a big poop,
well, we'll see what happens in the coming years.
Yeah. So anyways, thanks everybody for supporting us and getting us this far along. It's just been a wonderful journey, and it's much appreciated. And we hope to bring more great sound into your listening rooms in the years to come.